Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're driving on the Maypen bypass, and this takes us from the town of Maypen all the way into Manchester. Takes us from the town of Maypen to Tollgate. It's a very busy road because this is basically this is the main road. There is no highway yet. The highway is being constructed. The only alternative to driving on this road is to go through the actual town, but that's going to take longer, and the roads are worse than the one we're driving on now. Can you imagine? Worse. We're not even going to bother discuss the state of the road. The government is doing an excellent job in fixing these roads. This road they haven't gotten around to it yet, but I hope it's a priority, because as a main road basically leading to the western end of the island, it should not have gotten to this state for them to start working on it. But there is no project that I know of yet for this road to be fixed, but it needs to be renovated. It needs to be brought up to a standard more worthy of a main road. But as I said, I'm sure it's on the list somewhere. They just haven't gotten around to it yet. Okay, now you always hear about Vernam Field. Well, this is a turnoff. You would take the left here to go to Vernam Field. Now we are in the center of Jamaica. Basically, we're in Clarendon now, heading towards Manchester. So Vernam Field, there was always talk about building an airport at Vernam Field to service or to facilitate the persons living in the center of the island. Right now there are 3 international airports. 2 really, because the third one doesn't really have a lot of flights coming in. So the 2 main international airports are Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston and the Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay. So we are now in Clarendon on our way to Manchester. So let's say those people who live in Clarendon and Manchester, which airport do they go to? Either way, it's going to take you over an hour, probably 2 hours, to get from where we are to one of those airports. So it's a great inconvenience. And there's a third airport, the Ian Fleming International Airport in Boscobel in St. Anne. Probably, just say Ocherius. Most people know the town of Ocherius. It's right on the outskirts. So basically, but that airport doesn't have a lot of flights coming and going from it. Maybe 1 flight a week. I'm not sure, but it's nowhere near as busy as the other 2. The other 2 have daily flights. So it was suggested that the Vernam Field, I think there's an airstrip there now, or an airstrip was to be built, should be converted into an airport to facilitate persons in these parishes. But it hasn't been done. It's still, I know airport has been built, and I don't think there is any plans in the works for an airport to be built soon. But it was discussed, but I haven't heard of anything being done. If anybody knows what's the latest with that project, you can let us know in the comment section, and we'll include it in a follow-up video. Now, there was also talks about building a logistics hub at Vernam Field, where you would have cargo and those kind of things, but I don't think that came off the ground either. Now, there are aerodromes in Jamaica, and somebody explained to us that an aerodrome is not, for instance, Tinsipen Aerodrome. I had to ask the question, why not just call it Tinsipen Airport? But somebody explained to us that in the comment section, so we really appreciate the feedback, that an aerodrome is a step down from an airport. To be considered an airport, you need certain facilities, and the Tinsipen Aerodrome doesn't have those facilities, so that's why it's not considered an airport. So Jamaica has a lot of aerodromes that connect the island. I don't think they're very popular. You have one in Boscobel, you have one I think in Portland, in the Grill, and Tinsipen in Kingston. So you can fly domestically through the island on the smaller planes, but those aerodromes are not considered airports based on the criteria used. So even if Vernon Field was turned into an aerodrome, it would help. I mean, you could fly from there to Tinson-Penn, and from Tinson-Penn to Norman Manley is like a 20-minute drive. So it would help, but the aerodromes aren't very popular, and the inter-island travel via plane is not very popular. There used to be an airline called Jamaica, but I'm not sure what the status of the local air travel is, but I know it's not as popular as it used to be. And another reason for that could be the bus service. You can take a bus, the Knutsford Express, from Kingston to Montego Bay, and it's one of those luxury buses, very comfortable. And I think a lot more persons use the bus than the airplane. Now, I'm not sure if it's because of the type of airplane or the cost involved, but that bus service is, if you're not driving yourself, that is the next alternative people use to get from Kingston to Montego Bay. But the aerodromes are open, and we're going to do another video on those aerodromes and specify exactly where each one is. And we're going to try and find out what it would cost to fly from Kingston to Montego Bay on one of those planes. I actually did it once, and the plane could hold about 25 people. This was years ago, and it wasn't that bad. But the ride is by no means as smooth as when you get on one of those jets, so 747 or one of those jets that can take you international. But it was by no means that comfortable, and I think after I came off the plane, I said, "Yep, not doing this again. I'd rather drive." It was I guess it all depends on the kind of plane. So we are actually on the Mayped bypass, and we're going through an area called Swansea now. It's like a small district between Mandeville, between Maypen and Tollgate. It's just like a lot of small districts. But leave a comment in the section below. Tell us what you think about the inter-island travel in Jamaica. And if those planes if the airlines that fly within the island are still offering commercial flights, let us know. I know they do cargo. I'm not sure if they do passenger flights. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe. Have a good day.